John Wick 2.
Hello everybody, my name is Mr. Hat and today we are going over John Wick 2, Chapter 2. Came out in 2017 and it stars Keanu Reeves, Ian McShane, and Common the Rapper. This movie takes place right after the first one and John Wick buries all his guns in gold again. He just wants to go back to that life he had just a few days prior, but trouble comes knocking at his door and he has to go right back into that life and do a lot more damage. This is a proper sequel because it ups the body count, it ups the action, and it starts with action. It doesn't have to slow down. This is pauses, by the way. It doesn't have to slow down and explain that he had a wife. They do mention it in this movie, and they mention it in the third one. It's still part of his character in all three, but they don't have to slow down and kind of explain him at all. It's just like, yep, we already know his story. We're on board. Let's get to it. This movie only has a 20-minute slowdown, or if it is 20 minutes, it could feel like 20 minutes. It's where he goes to Italy and he has to buy his guns, buy his clothes, get blueprints, strategize. That's the slow valley right there. But everything else is hills. This movie ups the body count, like I said. I think 200 people die in this movie. I like that this movie goes to Rome, Italy, and John Wick speaks 5 fucking languages. That's bullshit. That's a nitpick right there. It's where did he have time to learn how to fight, shoot, throw knives, all these skills he has, drive cars very good. We see that in the first one, so I like that they explained it in that one. Oh, he practices driving every day. So, but how can you practice learning 5 fucking languages? He speaks English, that's one. What was it? Russian. Someone speaks Hebrew to him in this movie, I think, and he understands them. Japanese in the third one. He speaks Japanese now. ASL, sign language, he can speak it. He's oh, can I, I don't know. He's just saying shit. And the one chick is say just you, or he's just one. That's not one in sign language. That's one. It was a joke, whatever. But still, it's damn, John Wick knows every language. I like that he gets his car back. He never got his car back in the first one. He just gets revenge on these 2 people and gets a new dog. But he doesn't get his car back. So he's oh, what happened with that? So in this one, he gets his car back and he completely fucking damages it. And that's sad to see. That awesome 1969 or 70, I think it's a 69 Mustang. It's man, you fucking totaled it. You should have been more careful, John. You act like you care so much about it. You killed all those people for it. Or I guess maybe it was just a dog. I like that this movie is once again revenge. Except this time, he's getting revenge for someone taking his house away. That big old house just blows up. I like that he seals up his work. It's funny, because it's he seals up, he gets new cement, he seals up all his gold and guns, and as soon as it's over, ding dong, here comes trouble. It's he was about to put that life away. Because like I said, he's not a stone cold killer. He doesn't want to kill. He just gets pushed and he has to. I like that this movie further explores the Continental and this high table thing. We get to learn a lot more. And we learn a little bit about how John Wick got out. He got out with the help of this guy, Santiago, whatever the hell his name is, Santino, whatever. But yeah, we get to know a little bit more about this thing, how it works. There's so many people now. It's we know that this thing isn't just New York City. It's international. I like the cast continuity. The same actors are coming back. Even the car mechanic. All these little small roles. Everybody's back, and I love that. I don't like recasting at all. That gun dealer guy, he's awesome. He's just funny. Just the way he stands there, his accent. He kind of reminds me of that bartender in The Shining. I haven't seen that movie in forever, so I could be completely wrong. But for some reason, when I see him, I think of that bartender in The Shining. Anybody else, or am I just making shit up? This movie gets pretty bloody too, but the third one's the bloodiest. But this one, that chick's cutting her wrist, it looks so real. It's oh my god, all the blood just gushing out. That makes you cringe and just look away. It's pretty awesome. But then why did John shoot her? That's confusing. It's you have to sell the it's better if if everybody believes she killed herself. You don't have to pull the trigger at all. Now you're just blowing her brains out after she's dead. I understand that. Somebody explain that to me in the comments. It's she killed herself. She did your job for you. I like that we get a repeat of the club shootout scene in the first one. We get that same similar, not the same, but similar techno, dubstep soundtrack. And they're in a crowd once again. There's people everywhere. They're shooting at each other. And bullets aren't hitting bystanders at all. Bullshit. I like that since there's a bounty on his head, that there's all these people trying to kill him. There's a lot more. In the first one, he has a $2 million bounty on his head, and one person tries to kill him, Perkins. In this one, he has a $7 million bounty on his head, and everybody's trying to kill him. I like that they took that little pencil story from the first movie and they made it come true in this one. He takes a pencil and he uses it on a couple of people. So I thought that was funny. They took that stupid little funny story in the first one, they repeat it at the beginning of this one, and then he actually uses a pencil later. I thought that was a nice touch. Just like the first movie, great cinematography, great neon lighting, that glass scene towards the end, all the walls of like mirrors. I thought that was great. Just awesome scene right there. How John Wick knew that someone was on the other side. Was it a two-way mirror? I don't know. I thought it was poetic that John stabs the mute girl in her hand. Anybody else catch that? She can only talk with her hand, so he stabs her hand like, shut up! And I like that this movie has a lot more action. I think the first one had like 3 major action pieces, maybe 4. This one has probably like 6 or 7, or I don't know, but they last longer, so they feel like there's a lot more. The Common fight scene, like him versus Common when they're rolling down the stairs, that's a great fight scene. I felt like the fight scene on the train could have lasted a little bit longer, but that's still a great fight scene. It could have lasted a little bit longer, but you know, I can't control it, but it's still good. Now to my nitpicks. There's cheesy dialogue at the beginning, the opening. This famous actor, I forget his name, but he's in Until Dawn, the video game. He's in a lot of stuff. But his fake Russian accent, he's in Clown. You see Clown? But his fake Russian accent, it feels like a video game bad guy, that type of shit. And his dialogue, it's cheesy. It's cheesy. This movie kind of goes unrealistic. I'm glad John Wick 3 kind of changed that. It's more realistic, but still unrealistic, but more realistic than this one. A fat Asian guy who looks like Kim Jong-un. He gets shot in the head, and he's okay. He gets back up, and he's like, what, his brain was so small? Seriously, get the fuck out of here. Bulletproof tuxedos, really? Bullshit. He still has that in part 3. But yeah, I was like, really? Come on. Does that exist? I highly doubt it. I already mentioned earlier, this is a nitpick. He knows so many languages. He knows 4 languages and ASL. Do you have any idea how many lifetimes it would take for me to learn 4 languages and ASL? Once again, I said this for the first one and the third one. It's the same here. Stormtrooper aim, they suck at shooting. I think it's the worst in this one, if I'm being honest. This movie's still better than the first one because it has a lot more action. But I feel like the bad guys are worse in this one. Like when it comes to like their timing for shooting, it just looks like they're waiting to get killed. You know, like when he tackles them down, it's like there's like, I'm waiting for my cue to do this. Ugh, I'm dead. It's like, come on, try. Have a little struggle. You know what I mean? It's like, you're not selling me that you're actually trying. You just want to die. I like how Common and John Wick, they fall down like 2 separate flights of cement steps. And they just keep getting right back up. It takes like 2 seconds for them to get up. They're like, ugh. I'm alright. No bullshit, broken ribs, everything. You're done. We do see, like, the next scene, like, the day after he wakes up, his shirt's off, and he has all those bruises on his back and side. It's like, okay, well, they're at least showing you that he did get hurt from that. But still, in that moment, you would have to have so much adrenaline rushing through your body to not feel that. Like, that's a lot. Fall down a cement flight of steps. See if you can get back up right away. Do it. All right, don't blame me when you go to the hospital. Here's a dumb little thought. I was just thinking, it's like, why doesn't he just move to like the middle of Nebraska? You know, like if everybody's after you, especially in the third one, just go somewhere where no one's at. Just go to some podunk town, population 100. I think you'll be fine. This is a dumb little thing, but it kind of irritated me. In the third act, when Santino, whatever his name is, the main bad guy in this one, he's talking to John Wick in his like house of mirrors. But he's nowhere near John Wick, but his voice is like echoing through all these halls, and John Wick can hear him like he's like right behind him. It's like bullshit. He's like all the way over there. He's not in the same room at all. So how can you hear him so perfect? Because when it like cuts back and forth, it's like they're just talking normal, like this, just normal voice, but it's like echoing throughout the whole place, and they could just hear each other so well, and they're nowhere near each other at all. And then those sliding doors that automatically open, they're like a sensor, but for some reason, like this one chick can hide behind it, and then it like opens up when John Wick walks towards it. Why wasn't it opening up when she was like waiting behind it to attack him? Nitpick, I know, but still, that thing should have been opening up when she was hiding behind it, right? That's how those doors work. They're 2 ways, you know? But anyways, this movie was a blast. This one's awesome. It's better than the first one. It's a lot more fun. Starts with action, ends with action. A dumb fucking choice by John Wick that causes part 3 to happen. I don't understand that. It's like, you know, he's in the Continental. He's like, you can't kill me. Ha 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 ha. It's like, well, now you're egging him on, idiot. But still, it's like, why can't you just snipe him through the window? They won't know it's you. They can speculate all the fuck they want. They can't prove it was you. Snipe him through the window when you're not on continental grounds. Or you can just pull the fucking like fire alarm and everybody has to evacuate, and then you can get him outside. I just feel like John Wick could have waited and plotted and schemed because he's a man of focus and will, like the guy at the beginning said. But at that moment, he was done, zero patience like me, and he fucked up. But I'm glad he fucked up because part 3 is amazing. But anyways, when it comes to John Wick Chapter 2, this movie is awesome, so go out and buy it. Those are my thoughts on John Wick Chapter 2. Let me know what you thought about this movie in the comments below. Do you like it better than the first one, or is it worse? Explain yourself in the comments below. Hit this like button to support this video, and tell all your friends about me on social media. Follow me if you want. And you can become a subscriber today just by clicking on my cartoon face in about 5 seconds to see more. And until next time, auf Wiedersehen.